Previewing week number 2 with walk-on head football coach Chad Beermann. You made the trip over to Decorah last Friday night. Decorah ended up knocking you off in week number 1. What were your main takeaways from your team's perspective after week number 1?
Well, Decorah had a lot of, particularly up front, guys coming back, and they added some depth to that. So they got they're an improved team from last year. I thought they came over last year and kind of stole one from us, but wasn't any question about who had the better team this year. They were faster, good size, and we played with them for a quarter, had some turnovers, and kind of got ourselves in a hole, and didn't take opportunities that we had. We dropped some passes, but would have been first downs, would have kept drives going. And so I guess we went back and spent a lot of time on the film with the coaches and then with the kids. And so there's a lot to learn. And I think there's a lot of problems that we can fix that the film showed up. And again, when you play a team that's a little bit faster, a little bit bigger, a little bit deeper than you, if you don't take advantage of the plays that you get, it's going to be a long night, and that's what happened.
And were there some positives that you could take away from last Friday night, despite the scoreboard and despite the outcome?
I think we found some kids that wanted to play, and well, they'll see more time. And we kind of could figure out some of the things that we can do that we thought we'd be able to, and the level of athleticism that Decorah brings. If we can execute those things against Decorah, I think we'll be all right with most of the rest of our schedule.
And you talk about fixable things. From a coaching perspective, what is fixable based on your week 1 performance?
Well, we didn't tackle particularly well, and it's something that you continue to drill, and that's something that's tough to do when you're not at game speed. You don't want to beat your own kids up too bad, and so that's something we'll continue to work on. Alignment things, again, stuff that's hard to rep at game speed. Kids got to figure out where people are going to be when the ball is, snapped and people are actually moving. As a scout team sophomore is not the same thing as a 3-year starter on, for seniors. So, so there's just a lot to be learned there, I think, and that we'll take that back and coach them up and look to make a big step this week.
And the competition probably doesn't get any easier as MFL Marmak comes to town for your home opener on Friday night. What are you expecting out of this year's edition of the Bulldogs?
Well, they're an excellent 1A football team. They've got good athletes, really. Most of their positions, they just, they don't have quite the depth. So if they, they're a team that I think can make a good run in 1A if they stay healthy, which is kind of what you're always at that sort of the 1A, 2A level. I mean, you run out of talent and things get look like a different team. But they've got a really good looking backfield and excellent size up front. I don't think they have quite the team speed, particularly on the line that Decorah had. You wouldn't expect to see that in a 1A team, but they're going to be a handful just physically up front for us to stop.
And what made them an attractive opponent to put down on your non-district request list?
Well, they reached out to us to see if that's something we'd be interested in, and it's close. And that was a big part of it. We ended up relatively close with our district too, but I don't enjoy taking a 3-hour bus ride just to find somebody else to play. And we got Decorah and next week is Independence, which is they're coming to our place, but that's a little bit longer trip. But MFL's right there, and they have had a good run the last couple of years, and so that made sense for us, I think.
All right, Coach, hopefully you can get back on the winning track, keep your kids healthy, and we wish you best of luck on Friday night.
All right, thank you.
Chad Beermann, head coach of the Walk-On Indians. It's Walk-On and MFL in the home opener Friday night for the Indians.